tree. Remember that the beech tree has the smooth light gray bark like the skin of an elephant, and another identifying characteristic is that throughout the winter it hangs on to its dried dead leaves. So even though it's deciduous, the leaves are not green, they're kind of that golden, orange, brown color. The dead leaves just kind of hang on, and it's one of the only trees in the forest that you'll look out and see a little kind of brightness of color and hear them rattling in the wind. Well, now that it's spring, the energy, the sap from the roots has pushed up the vascular tissue of the plant and pushed out through the leaf buds, and in that process it finally drops its leaves that it hung onto all winter. So here are the buds beginning to open, and so the third identifying characteristic we talked about was these pointy, needle-like leaf buds. They're very long, they're very pointy, and they have scales on them, we would call it. So they kind of have little segments to them that flake off as the leaf opens. Here's a good example of it. So you can see let me try to get it in focus. You can see all these little leaf scales right here as the leaves unfurl. And they unfold very beautifully. In fact, in the ecology space, we have the book by Robert Llewellyn called Seeing Trees, and even a poster print, a blown up poster print of some of the beech leaves unfolding. They almost look like they're, in different frozen poses of ballet or something. So anyway, I'll show you some different stages so you can get a sense. So we have that bark. Now this tree has got a little bit roughed up from construction. This is near some newly constructed houses, so it's not as smooth as it would normally be, but I'll show you a more mature tree that's more characteristic of the bark. But so here's some of the leaves unfolding, and those orangey scales opening up. Okay, and then I'm gonna come over here to an older tree that's more further along. And so this is much more characteristic of what we're talking about when we talk about beech bark. It doesn't have really deep cracks or grooves, except for areas that it's received damage or branches have broken off over the years. In general, it's very smooth and kind of a lighter gray. Okay, there's not pieces you can like pull off of the bark. So here, the buds have completely opened up. And so here, and you can even see some of the scales still hanging on. So here's what they look like. They have leaf veins coming out from the center that are almost opposite, but they're a little off. So you can see they don't quite come out from the exact same point from the midrib, the middle vein of the leaf. So they're very sort of symmetrical looking. Okay, and as we talked about, this is an edible plant, so it's very not very well known, but the leaves have very much a chickweed flavor. It's very fresh and bright. It's a little sour. It tastes a little bit lemony, so I would say it's almost like a mix between chickweed and wood sorrel in flavor. And make sure you just chew it really well because it is very fibrous. So you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it with this level of detail, but I don't think you can see so well, but it's actually very fluffy. So I can actually see these little, I wonder if I can hold it against a darker surface so you can see better. It's got these little hairs on it. You can almost see it on like the little serrated edge of the leaf. Okay, so it's a fluffy leaf. But they are quite good to mix into a salad. Just make sure that you get an adult to identify, and ideally, if they're not sure, you would just send me a picture and I can make sure and give you a positive identification. So, beech leaves, in season now.